Welcome to another episode of The Consumers. My name is Greg Warren. I am with Sean O'Brien.
Hey,
Sean, good to see you.
Hey, big guy.
Big guy. Okay.
I've been sitting on that for 5 days.
Yeah.
I'll explain.
That's great, buddy.
I just thought there was this guy. We used to go to this bar in our 20s, and the
Yeah.
bartender couldn't remember anyone's name, so he just did big guy,
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
This is a common thing. I know he wasn't making
Yeah.
history with this. And he just wouldn't remember your name. And I knew him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It was like boss, big guy, maybe chief.
That was my dad with any friends that would come over to the house. All the guys,
Oh, yeah. My dad's been.
The guys were pal and the girls were honey.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
can see
honey,
that.
they're down in the basement.
That's good, though. Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm with Tim Convey also.
Yeah.
Um,
A big
talking
guy.
about his dad. I had this friend, Ted Ruger. He was my best friend, all the way through high school, really from fourth grade to high school. And Ted went back to our high school maybe a couple years after graduation with my friend Aaron Hughes, who's another really good friend of mine. And they visited Coach Washington. And they were walking up, and Coach Washington said, "Hey, it's Aaron and my man."
Perfect. Translation. I forgot your name.
Like he started speaking and realized he was in trouble.
Yeah.
And that was the best he could do to pull up.
Right.
Man.
Right. My dad, I think he kind of learned, he coached a lot of my friends in high school.
Mhm.
So he knew those guys. He knew my high school friends and my grade school friends. Once I passed high school, he was kind of like, yeah, those are your friends. Like
Mhm.
anybody that comes after that, it's going to take me a while to
Yeah.
learn their name. They're going to need to be around for about 20 years before I know their name. He kind of, and he's still like, even like 10 years after high school, or, he'd be like, he just thought my friends were, and they were, it's not they weren't my friends, but it'd be guys that I hadn't seen in 10 years. It'd be like, you going out tonight? I'm like, yeah. Oh, you going out with the Hub? I'm like, Dad, I haven't seen Hub. I haven't seen Hub in like 7 years.
Yeah, great.
Kai's? You going to see Kai's? I'm like, Kai's lives in South Carolina. I haven't seen him in a long time, man.
Great wrestler, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I am going to see Kai's, though, pretty soon.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's gonna be down in Florida in a couple of weeks. But,
Great.
yeah.
Tell your dad he'll be pumped.
And I see the Hub every now and then.
Is that
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah, the
great.
Hub's a great guy, man.
The Hub.
The Hub.
I like it.
Jim Hubbard, the Hub.
Yeah.
The Hub is a fantastic guy.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
The Hub
name.
hung out with Craig Mulcahy quite a bit. And Mulk is a big fan of the podcast. Text me about it this week.
We'd be a bigger fan now.
Yeah, he's a member of the Coterie. The Mulk is a guy that I need to really say thank you to, because Mulk was like an early fan of Nateland.
Mm.
And he was like, hey, man, there's this podcast, Nateland. You got to get on that thing, man. Because they used to do states.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they started. They tackle a state. And you'd be like, we got
That's
to have
right.
somebody talking about Missouri. And I'm like, I know Nate, man. I might be able to get on Nateland.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, Mulk started all of this, man.
Thanks, Mulk.
Yeah, Craig Mulcahy. Really, really good pitcher.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he pitched for, I think he pitched for Merrimack Junior College and then pitched for the Jayhawks. He played for Kansas.
That was all right.
And, played against some major leaguers. Who's the guy that got in a fight with Nolan Ryan?
Robin Ventura.
Robin Ventura took Mulk deep, I think.
No kidding.
Yeah. Ventura homered off of Mulk, I'm pretty sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Not a bad guy to have to give one up, though.
Yeah.
Sure, he could club it.
Yeah. It was Ventura. Was Ventura on the White Sox at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mulk gave up a dinger to Ventura.
Okay.
Yeah. But Mulk was a good pitcher.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I can't remember, man. I'm such a baseball fan, but I was in high school. I was so into my own stuff with wrestling. And in the spring, when there's baseball, I was wrestling a lot, like trying to get ready for the next season. And so I didn't watch a lot of baseball. I wish I would have watched more baseball back then, because I would have really, I think he was more of a, I don't think he had high velocity. I think he had like some crafty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still pitching. He pitched you on Nateland. I mean, that says something.
It's good, buddy.
Right? It's a
Yeah.
pitch.
That's not good.
No, it was good.
What do you mean?
Pitched me on Nateland. So it's
Yeah.
not-
Yeah.
I mean, as
pitched
a
you,
state-
hey, you should get on this thing, and you did.
I know, man.
Oh, you
Like,
think he's telling, doing a bit?
he was doing a bit.
I don't think he was.
I mean,
He's doing a bit on the double meaning of pitch.
I understand what you're
clever,
thinking.
clever segue.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
trying to wrap up the Mulk thing and move on to the next
Oh, okay.
thing.
Well, just say you don't like Mulk.
Yeah,
No,
just say-
I mean,
yeah.
Mulk seems great.
Yeah, Craig
But,
Mulcahy,
like-
you just say you don't like him. You don't have to make a dumb joke.
I mean, you
and,
started
know.
talking about his velocity. I'm like, what's his spin rate like? Like, how?
They
you
weren't
know?
measuring spin rates back then. I
No,
don't think.
okay,
Yeah,
no,
this is 80s.
Okay.
Maybe early 90s at the latest.
I appreciate his contribution to where
I don't
we
think
are
you do.
now and
I don't
whatever.
think you do.
Just The
Yeah.
guy's velocity in high school is not that.
Fine. I wanted to mention a couple of things.
Sure.
I drove by that Starbucks about a week ago where we had the incident where we talked about it on the pod, where I ordered grande and they gave me one tea bag and insisted that it was one tea bag. And
Oh,
you did the
okay.
research and it was 2 tea bags. And I still haven't told on them. I still never told on them.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most decent thing that I've done in my life. If I die before you guys, and that's likely, I'd like you to bring that up at my eulogy.
Okay.
I think it's
Specifically at Starbucks?
it's a selfless act. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It is a very nice gesture, man, because we do live in a time where people like to tell.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing.
And
With
then
all
if you
the
have
apps
leverage,
and
you use it. If you're like, I got something on this person, I'm going to use it. I didn't use it. I had something on it.
yeah, you can just have that sit in front. Although we're kind of telling now.
Well, no, I have not mentioned the location. It's
Oh,
in
I
the
thought-
state of Illinois. We never
Oh,
mentioned
we never
location.
mentioned location.
Yeah,
All right, then we're clean.
Yeah. It's in
Yeah,
the
we're
state of
clean.
Illinois. So
Yeah, man.
if anybody's going to get in trouble right now, it's the Illinois regional manager. If there's a guy in charge of, Illinois.
And so be it, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you were all for like
I am, and people beat me up in the comments a little bit, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's not very punk."
I had a good yeah.
I'm not trying to get that employee in trouble, but what I'm looking out for the people, which I think is
very punk.
it's very punk.
It's an
'Cause
interesting goes both ways.
these people, yes, it's tough. I mean, we live in a complicated world. But I think that needs to get back. That needs to be remedied for the people.
I think
And
I'm
it's not
going
gonna
to
get
give
that
him
one-
another shot. I'm going to go in there next time through.
Yeah.
And just ask and if they do it wrong again, then I'm going to tell. And I'm going to tell hard.
What does that entail?
Huh?
What does that entail?
I mean, he's going to go back to the original plus the new one, is what he's saying.
No, I'm gonna work my way up the ladder at Starbucks.
Online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your father-in-law knows
Howard Schultz.
Schultz. Like I would like to, I'm gonna call Kim and
Yeah.
get a message to Howard.
If this is anything like the way you've worked up the ladder at Smucker's in terms of getting us merchandise, then I think the Starbucks
Really?
employees are safe at that store.
It's another shot at Brazzi, and Brazzi, I've been sticking up for you for a while.
I think it's at
and
you.
it's, you better come through, buddy, because
Yeah.
these guys are hammering me.
Hoodie, a large red
Double X
Jif
casual fit.
logo.
talking
Book
about a
it.
hooded sweatshirt.
That's what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, I've decided I'm not gonna say hoodie anymore.
Mm.
It's too cute. I'm not. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying.
yeah.
I
But-
don't.
I'll tell you, there's
What
two
people
things I'm
call
not
it.
going to abbreviate on this podcast ever again.
Okay.
Okay, if you hear me say, you're going to hear me say hooded sweatshirt from here on out.
And I know the other one.
Beatrice Arthur. You're going to hear me say those. I'm never going to use the short form there.
My father-in-law, who you just mentioned, who
Kim?
Yeah, worked for Starbucks back in the day. He asked, "Why do you call her Beatrice Arthur, but you don't call the other actress Elizabeth White?"
It's a good
Man,
You wanna talk?
I've
about
always
that?
liked Kim. I've always liked him
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
And he's a smart guy, and he's right. He's exactly
Mhm.
right. Yeah, Elizabeth White.
Yeah, and what's Rue short for? That's got to be a nickname, right? Obviously, I'm referring to McClanahan.
right.
LaRue, maybe.
I don't know
No?
about that.
Well,
Hey,
what else would
We
it
should
be?
look it up. What her birth-
Randy.
Rue
By the way, our
McClanahan's
producer
birth
on this
name.
podcast is Randy Cash.
Randy Cash.
He's back, guys.
Yeah.
Even though he went nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know what he's googling.
Right
Yeah,
there.
Rue
So
McClanahan.
go
What
down
is
to
that
Wiki.
short?
Eddie Rue. Edie Rue.
Eddie Rue.
E-
It's hyphenated, and let's not have a big fight about what cities are hyphenated.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to the
That's gonna
coterie
cause-
right now. I don't want to hear it.
EDDI-RUE. Is her birth name.
you saw stuff about Wilkes-Barre, Jamestown, and Fredericksburg been hyphenated for as long as I know. That's me doing an
Yeah.
impression of somebody in the coterie.
It's not how I feel about you guys. I'm a big fan.
I'm just doing it of one person.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Edie Rue. Okay. So are you going to switch and refer to all of them?
I don't know. No, I think I'm just sticking with Beatrice Arthur.
Okay.
Maybe out of respect to Kim, I'll say Elizabeth White.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Then I would have to say Elizabeth Crocker, too.
Who's that?
for Betty Crocker.
Betty
Betty
sister.
Crocker.
Well, I didn't know if that just that those names applied just to the Golden Girls or because you don't do that regularly.
I don't, but I'm going to start doing a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to start.
I mean,
yeah.
I've gotten to enjoy the Beatrice thing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So I want to forget Golden Girl. Why are you sour on the hoodie? That's just what we do in America.
Just sounds too cute. It's disrespectful.
I know it's short.
It's sort of that presumed familiarity. You know?
You got to get to know a hooded
You got to get to
sweatshirt
know a hooded
before
sweatshirt
you can
before you call
hang it
call
out
it
a
a
few
hoodie.
times.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But
Yeah.
you've referred to it as a hoodie in the past.
I have.
You're drawing the line.
I've referred to it so much in the past that I don't think I even realized what it was short for.
Yeah.
I think it was just that's a hoodie, and then I realized, well, it came from hooded sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think it's
Just
too
a
cute.
lazy form of language, and I'm gonna knock it off.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I don't like beanie.
I don't even when I hear beanie, I don't even think that's what that is. That's a hat, right? A ski hat. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think that's what people call it.
Yeah. I'm
You,
not.
you think it's a bean you're familiar with?
What's that?
You said you didn't know what people are talking about.
Beanie. I honestly didn't know that. I thought a beanie was like the thing with the propeller on top.
I think that's a beanie as well.
That's a beanie.
Yeah.
And then I thought, yeah. I mean, and I guess a yarmulke is a form of a beanie too, right?
I'm staying away from that. I'm not.
Yeah, I guess you're not supposed to call it that.
I wouldn't think
But
so.
I, as a kid, when I didn't know what you're supposed to call it,
You called them beanies?
I mean, maybe.
Hmm.
I mean, half of my family, we went to my dad's side of the family. We're all Jewish, and
Mhm.
we went to a bar mitzvah or two, and so I was familiar with what was going on.
And no one corrected you when you called them beanies?
Maybe not.
Okay.
I mean, I learned.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of
I
like what
wouldn't
people call your wrestling gear in high school. You know, you get pretty sensitive if they don't say singlet.
It's what it is.
I know, but sometimes people don't refer to it as a singlet.
Costume. Wrestling costume is what I thought it was.
There's
It's
a
not
few
a
of them.
costume.
There's a few of them out there. I'm not going to bring it to the table because
Yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to do that to him. But there's
I
some.
know.
There's,
I know where
yeah,
you're going.
other
with
and
that.
I'm not. But I'm not saying it.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, you're bringing that up just to, like nobody
No.
says that. People say that just to try to get me going.
I
Oh,
don't
is
think-
it
You think singlets?
leotard? Is that?
Onesie,
Onesie.
yeah,
okay.
leotard. I've heard too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would know a singlet though. I would just go with wrestling outfit.
yeah,
But I'm also, I'm not a smart man.
Yeah. No, you're doing great.
yeah. You're really killing it, man.
Yes,
Let's
singlet.
get to the brand.
Let's do it.
Uh,
I do. I'd like to take a minute and just compliment Sean's beard real quick.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is wild.
If you're listening, you can't see
you
it.
can't see.
It's worth watching on YouTube, though.
I think
Yeah,
look
this
like,
is how we. It's a stunt that we're doing to get YouTube viewers.
Just
Sean
show- yeah.
Beard. Yeah,
yeah, sure. I think I look like a jerk, to be honest. I think I just don't look. I'm not a traditionally handsome man, anyways. I'm no oil painting, and then you
Wait
got
a minute,
this to throw.
you told us you were hot for a long time.
I was. No, I used to be. I was hot, man. Mid-20s, I was hot. I was a hot man. And now it's just.
You're in that video, Greg's 1-star
Yeah.
people video.
Yeah.
So attractive.
Yeah, you're good looking. I think you still got it though. This beard is bringing it back.
Yeah.
I got,
You're a
if I can
good-looking
cut about
guy.
50 pounds, man. I'm just.
You're doing,
I got that
You're doing
winter weight on top of summer weight, and it equals what this face
It's a
is.
different vibe you're selling, and I think the beard caps it
Thanks.
off.
Well,
So,
I
anyway.
actually kept it for you, dude, because I was gonna get rid of it. Because my
Well,
you know
we're
that-
trying to
girlfriend-
knock off
so,
50 pounds.
minimum.
Today's
I
not
got
the
it.
day to do it because we are celebrating Girl Scout
I know.
cookies.
It
It is
is.
that time of year,
We
guys.
love the treats.
The Girl Scouts themselves were founded in 1912 by Juliette Gordon Lowe. She's known also as Daisy. In 1917, the troop in the Mistletoe troop in Muskogee. It's either Muskogee or Muskogee.
It's got to be Muskogee.
Yeah,
Might be,
agree.
well, I'm an Okie from Muskogee. That's a song. Yeah. Anyway, Muskogee, Illinois. I said Illinois. I don't know why. I'm still thinking about that Starbucks.
Yeah, you're just excited
Burned up about it.
Don't worry.
Mistletoe Troop in Muskogee, Oklahoma, started selling home baked cookies to raise money for the Girl Scouts for their local troop. In 1922, American Girl magazine, that was the official magazine of the Girl Scouts, published an article by Florence A. Neal from Chicago. she suggested selling cookies and provided a sugar cookie recipe.
Hmm.
If you want that original sugar cookie recipe, it's available online. You can find it.
Okay.
Oh, wow. They'll give it out to you. That's
If
nice
you want a
gesture.
better one, reach out to me.
yeah,
the
that's
iced sugar cookies, those Christmas cookies that I
Yeah.
make. Tim likes them.
Man, they're good.
Sean,
Dude, no, he kills it. And I will give this to Greg, man. I don't know where this came from. This guy makes pies.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The arugula?
it's called rugula.
Rugula.
Yeah.
Rugula?
Yeah, your
I
mom
know,
called it arugula the other day.
I know, I don't.
Oh, boy. She's
Yeah,
hanging
that's
out
a
with me.
That's a lettuce.
Right.
Yeah.
Rugula is what you make.
Rugula.
It's unbelievable.
You like it, huh?
Oh,
yeah, that is something my Jewish grandmother made. She taught me. I kind of forgot though, but I found a recipe online, and then I adapted the recipe to make it the way my dad likes it. It's my dad's favorite thing in the world. I make it on his birthday most years, and he doesn't like the way that the recipe comes out when you just follow the traditional rugula. If you get in a bakery, it's more of a paste that's in between, sort of the crescent roll. But he doesn't like it like that. He likes basically you dust it with some cinnamon sugar, and then you sprinkle a couple of raisins or a couple of chocolate chips on top.
Great.
Rugula.
Yeah, dude, whatever it is, man, you're making it. We should do this, man. Next Christmas this year, let's send one of the Consumies a cake, one of your pies.
Maybe send her some cookies. I don't know if a pie or a cake's gonna.
I can take
travel
care of it. No, I
very
can. I got a girl at the post office here.
Okay.
She hooks me up.
well. All right.
Oh, and I got our Pringle guy. I got him. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but
We signed the Pringle can for
yeah,
you.
we got
you,
you,
buddy.
buddy.
Sent
I'm
those.
so
You sent
sorry,
it out?
man. Send it out, and I throw in some bonus stuff for him.
Oh, great
Sent it
job.
out a lot quicker than Tim sent out Mucopotamus's.
I can't talk
Lego
about
thing.
that because
Yeah.
he's gonna get upset.
No, that's why we had Sean send this out. 'Cause we
Okay.
knew he'd be able to do it more quickly.
So there you go. Somebody's gonna get some treats from Greg.
So there's this recipe in 1922. In 1933, things started cooking in Philly, and there was a local Girl Scout troop down there that started selling the cookies, the homemade cookies, in like the utility windows where people pay their gas bill. Like you go pay your gas bill, and they're like, "Hey, you want some homemade cookies to support the Girl Scouts?" And that I think is ingenious. Really. Yeah.
Started
You know,
early.
Yeah.
Can I say something? There is a common thread here. If what is this? Our 46th episode, where there's always like some
4600.
Yeah.
There's always like some trick like that. Like, remember Bass Pro?
Yeah.
Like the guy was selling like
yeah.
like lures,
Liquor
whatever,
store,
in a
Brown
liquor
Derby
store.
liquor.
There's always
Yeah.
like you don't like you would never hear that today. Is what I'm getting at. But
Yeah.
I feel like out of like 80% of these brands that we do, there's always some hook like that.
Because
Yeah.
I think it's that same sort of creativity.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly. That then drives them to the place they end up. That same thing that made him go, I'm going to sell, lures
Yeah.
in this liquor store is what made him buy a pyramid in Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
1934, Philly troops were the first ones to license a commercial bakery to sell the Girl Scout cookies or hire a commercial bakery. So it was the first time you got this sort of thing. They weren't just, hey, my grandma made these or I made these, 1936, they started licensing bakeries. Keebler, W-E-Y-L, Keebler Whale, Southern Biscuit, Bury Biscuit. We got into some of these biscuit companies in the Oreo episode. They were some of the early licensees. 1939 was the original version of Thin Mints. They were called Cookie Mints at the time, and it was C-O-O-K-Y, not I-E, Cookie Mints.
Okay.
They have been called Chocolate Mints, Thin Mint, Thin Mints, and Cookie Mint. Maybe not Chocolate Mints, but the Thin Mint was plural and singular.
Huh.
I think today they are plural.
It is interesting that the word cookie isn't involved anymore. I mean, I guess it's a Girl Scout cookie, but just Thin Mints, we all think
It's
of
implied.
that cookie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's interesting.
During World War II, there were shortages with flour and sugar and butter. So I think there were some cookies that were sold, but they turned to selling calendars at that time to raise money during the war. 1950s, the prevalent cookies were shortbreads, which I think are now called trefoils. It's just a basic
Unbelievable.
shortbread.
They're so good.
A lot of butter in there. It's a good cookie.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can somebody break down for me why were there shortages of everything during the war all the time? Is it because Well, you just tell me why before
I think a lot of dudes
I'm
were
gonna let Sean
overfighting.
take this one.
they were overfighting.
I
so
mean, I'm
things
just
weren't-
going to take an educated guess.
things weren't getting made the way that
There'd
they
be
had
a
been
little work shortage.
before.
Go ahead,
could
Greg.
be.
I'll let you.
And then there were all kinds of things where it's like, hey, don't use this less for the boys over there, right?
Yeah, I think and maybe a good deal of. I know they retrofitted some manufacturing plants to be like, hey, you're not gonna make vacuum cleaners anymore. You're gonna make tanks.
Yep.
I know there was some of that going on.
Yeah, you're right.
The butter, flour, sugar, that I'm not quite as sure of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably a larger economic question,
Mm-hmm.
which Randy would probably want to take that one.
Yeah.
Randy,
You want to get involved, buddy?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Randy doesn't. Okay.
He's going to hard pass,
He's dealing
guys.
with the
Yeah,
microphone.
if it's not about Greg Allman, he's really
Yeah,
not
that's
talking
true.
about it.
And
Yeah.
Nate has the day off today. Otherwise, we'd throw that at him as well.
Yep, Tim's trying to keep that one going. The Nate works as on the producer thing.
People, yeah. I mean, it's
I
easier.
think people get a kick out of it, man.
Yeah, they do.
It's just good, clean fun.
It's like
That's what this is all about. Here.
acting like he hasn't seen him or something. It's weird.
1970s
room.
Samoas. You guys know what those are?
Now
right?
we're talking, man.
Coconut,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. That's a very.
That's the Hall of Famer.
It's a very good cookie. It's a very popular cookie.
Well, what's your number one?
Right there. We're talking about
Samoa's your number one. What's
All
yours?
day.
I would probably say Samoas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although now, I mean, we'll get into it, but now I didn't know. I thought there was like 4 of them. I mean, what do we
Four
got, 9
Samoas?
up here?
Oh, 4 different
Four
kinds.
different cookies.
Yeah, kinds. Sorry.
Ton.
1990s. This is very interesting. This is where you get into some stuff. 1990s. There was a time I think like there was like 50 different bakeries that made these across the country. In 1990s, the Girl Scouts said, "Hey, we can have 2 bakeries make them."
Not until the 90s?
Not until the 90s.
Wow.
And there are 2 bakeries that currently make them. The Little Brownie Bakers. They are out of Louisville, and that is a Keebler subsidiary.
Do they compete with Little Debbie?
They compete with ABC Bakery, which is in Richmond, which is a subsidiary of Inner Bake.
Mm.
So
Sounds like an evil
it does.
bakery.
It sounds a little less friendly than Little Brownie
Yeah.
Bakery. But maybe I would be. Usually, then I would
Go with the big guys?
distrust Little Brownie because they're trying to sound like the harmless little cute,
Yep.
we're just about having fun here.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Whereas,
right.
Yeah, maybe
We're just
they're the
little.
ones
We
that
don't
are
have any
trying to
money.
pull something over them.
Interbake's like, yeah, we're in it for the money.
It's interesting because it's not regional. It's not like, hey, West Coast is all Little Brownie, East Coast is all ABC. You basically, as a council, and there are, I think, 113 Girl Scout councils across the country.
Mhm.
The council decides this is where we're buying Girl Scouts this year. Girl Scout cookies, not Girl Scouts. That would be illegal, I guess. Yeah. So, but this is fascinating to me. So you can decide which one you go with. Now, that's why there's different names for some of the cookies. So, Thin Mints, they're both called Thin Mints. Okay. But if you buy Thin Mints from Little Brownie Bakers, it's a richer, smoother chocolate. If you buy them from ABC, they're crunchier with more mint.
So the Hydrox of Thin Mints.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, who's to say? Well, it depends. Are you saying because Hydrox are worse?
Well, I'm saying they aren't. It's not the exact right. There's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah,
of
but I
taste.
mean, who's to say which is Hydrox and which is Oreo or which
Fair.
is the better one?
That's
They're
fair.
just different. Samoas, what are those right there? Are those Samoas?
Right here, purple.
Yeah. Are
Yep.
they Samoas though?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because those then are from, I believe, Little Brownie Bakers. You want to try to find that you can find it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, those are from Little Brownie Bakers. Because if they were from ABC, they would be called Caramel Delights.
Seen those as well. I believe I read something, and I may be mistaken, that in St. Louis, which is of course the consumer's headquarters, we maybe because we kind of have 2 states have that both of those bakeries are kind of around here.
I could see
I
that.
don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, I would think, yeah, I could see that.
This is Little Brownie Bakers.
Yeah, Little Brownie Bakers.
Yep.
The Do-si-dos, which I believe are right there.
Those are probably my number one.
That is the peanut butter sandwich cookie. That is known as a peanut butter sandwich cookie if you're going to ABC.
Really?
Do-si-dos is, of course, a nod to the, I would say, the most popular square dance move.
Yeah, it is the most popular one.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Of all the
Top
what do you,
3,
I mean,
Man.
What's your favorite square dance move?
The Charleston?
Sean? I don't think the Charleston's a whole different dance.
Charleston is
I'm just throwing
duo.
bow and
Like,
arrows.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Just roll with it.
I know Do-Si-Do. I know Nod to your partner. I know
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say boot, scootin' boogie, but when I think about it,
that's not square dance.
well, no, it is. Do-Si-Do is a part of.
That's
a part.
line
Here
dance.
we
That's
go.
line dance.
Do-Si-Do. Come on, baby, let's go. Boot
Yeah.
scooting, and then you get down, you turn around, and
I
then
see
you go
what
to town. You have to find transportation. You got to go to
Oh,
town.
go to a town.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's a
then
lot of work.
You put those all together. Boot scooting boogie.
Boots, good, and boogie. Okay. And that
So
was,
Do-Si-Do again is a part of it.
That was
Right.
Miley Cyrus's father, right?
No, that's is that Alan Jackson, Randy?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Well,
Miley
no,
Cyrus.
no,
Billy Ray
no.
Cyrus.
No. Boot scooting boogie is
I think
not.
it is Alan Jackson. I don't know.
Oh no, is it the two guys?
Randy's on it, guys.
Get down, turn around.
Brooks
oh
and
yeah,
Dunn.
Brooks,
Oh,
and
Brooks and
Dunn.
Dunn, yeah.
Rats.
They're legit. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah.
for country music.
No, you
very
don't like
much,
it at all, but they are legit. Yeah.
But
Guy's
Brooks
first
and
name
Dunn
is Kix. Isn't his first name Kix?
is it Kicks or Kit?
Kix Brooks, I believe, is his first name.
Uh,
Yeah, his first name is Kix. You got to respect a guy first name Kix.
they're good, man. They bring it. I
Yeah.
can't even describe it. Why?
Yeah.
I should not like them under any circumstances. And Brooks and Dunn is just always bringing it.
What's the
Neon Moon? Do you know
Yeah.
that
Neon
song?
Moon's a great
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, Neon Moon's a great song.
My Maria too. I mean,
I like that, too.
I can't even describe
My
it.
Maria.
So good.
What's the Billy Ray Cyrus song?
Achy Breaky Heart. was
Achy
the big
Breaky. Yeah.
one. By the way, you want to have a good time. Go watch that video. That is a fun video to watch.
Achy Breaky.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
just he was on top of the world with that song, and
Oh yeah.
just like it's like foot's against the wall,
Yeah.
and it's like the mullet hair, and just kind of
Foots.
staring. His foot is. Did I say
Oh,
foots?
I thought you were saying the plural for foot was foots.
No, he was just saying
I'm saying
his
foot.
foot's against the wall.
foot
not,
contra-
a contraction.
okay,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It's fun.
That song is he could learn a thing or two from Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's not good. Right?
Not good.
Tag-alongs. You guys know what those are? Don't love them. It's like the chocolate covered peanut butter. If you're buying from Little Brownie Baker, they're called tag-alongs, and they have more peanut butter.
Yeah.
If you're buying from ABC, they're called peanut butter patties. Lemonades. It looks like
Those
both,
are new.
yeah, and I think both of them are doing those. Trefoils. It feels like Little Brownie Baker's has trefoils. You don't have a trefoil if you go with the other one.
Okay.
Um,
Trefoils might be my number 2.
If you're going with this is maybe I'm wrong here. What are these called, Sean? S'mores. I'm wrong here. I thought Little Brownie Bakers did not have s'mores. Maybe is this Little Brownie Bakers? Can you look onto that?
Yeah, let me
it's
take
Little
a
Brownie
look.
Bakers.
Yeah,
it is.
So my data is wrong there.
Oh boy.
Um,
This
Oh boy.
questions the integrity of everything.
Of everything. Yeah, that's the thing. Now we don't know. anything else.
Credibility shot. He sounds like me.
Telling people Billy Ray Cyrus.
As my yeah, you're right about that. Then you get into Toffee-tastic, gluten-free. I'm showing that as being ABC only. Caramel chocolate chip, gluten-free. Do you have that here somewhere?
Man, we're reaching now.
Okay.
I don't know if we have-
Adventurefuls. Those
There
are
we go.
both, and those are new.
What are these all?
Toast Yay. Do we have Toast Yay?
if we do, it's on Tim's end.
We don't.
No, I don't think we have Toast Yay.
I've had
Toast
them.
Yay is Little Brownie Baker, and I believe there's not. They don't have a Toast Yay over at ABC.
They're also not good.
Lemon Ups. I think maybe Lemon Ups might be the lemonade. Lemon Ups. Again, my data is wrong here. Is that Little Brownie Baker?
Gotta be.
Yep. Confirmed.
Yeah. Well, I was right on the Samoas and the Do-Si-Dos and the Tagalongs, I'm pretty sure. But after that, it gets a little confusing. Let's talk about like what the most popular are. What do you think the most popular is?
Thin mints.
Thin Mints does 25% of the business.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
What's the next one?
For me, it's Do-Si-Dos, but maybe it's Samoa's.
Samoa's does 19% of the business.
Is that 2?
That's 2.
Wow.
And tag-alongs.
Number 3 is Do-Si-Dos, and then Tagalongs, and then it says lemonades.
Lemonade, I believe, is pretty new.
I thought lemonade was new, but yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Again, it's hard to get data. It's hard to get sales
Wow.
data, guys.
Well,
but,
first, I thought there was only 4 of them out there. I didn't know.
no, there's not.
4
Sean,
flavors,
by the
yeah.
way, is the one who picked these things up. Sean,
Yeah,
tell us about your experience. How'd
Not
you-
exactly true.
you
I
Outsource? You
punted.
outsourced.
I outsourced. I
You
punted.
delegated.
Did you make
I
Heather
punted
do
to
it?
Heather. Heather, she got involved. So I said, hey, just get some Girl Scout cookies for the show. And she's like, I'm like, just get all of them. In my head, thinking there's like 3 or 4. And she's like, sure, $70. And I'm like, what?
70?
Yeah, they hit you hard, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. 6, whatever. What have we got? 9 there. So there you go, man. It's 6, man. That's the times we live in.
Yeah,
so
$6
9,
a box.
9.
This
Yeah,
is interesting. It's totally up to the council to charge what they want. And so you can be like, I'm in New York, and then in New Jersey, they're
You're right.
They're way more.
But the council is going to see over a reach. Like one of my neighbors probably isn't selling it for one price and another neighbor for another, right?
Well, unless you got some kid that's crafty that's somehow getting them diverted in from Texas or something like that. From a different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our buddy Joe Lennox says there's 7 in Illinois.
$7 in Illinois and 6
there
in
you go.
St. Louis. That makes sense. Probably because of Chicago.
Right.
Probably makes things more expensive.
And did she get this at the grocery store?
No, our favorite, Walgreens. You know, they got to sell outside because, Greg, nobody's working inside.
Outside
Place to buy
Walgreens.
something there.
What's that?
Outside Walgreens.
Thanks, Randy. Outside of the Walgreens.
Yeah, you can go online right now. By the way, we're in cookie season, which is January to April. Is when you're
all over the country?
All over the country. Okay. There are, they said, some rebel troops that decide, hey, I'm going to sell them in the fall.
Yeah.
Which
some Mad Max stuff.
Yeah. Crazy kind of stuff going on there. If you want to know where can I buy Girl Scout cookies, just go online, Google Girl Scouts, type in your zip code, and they'll be like, hey, they're going to be at the Sam's on Manchester Road Sunday from noon to 5 or whatever.
Okay.
Or you could, order them from a neighbor or whatever. That's the fun way to do it.
Are you going to tell us where the money goes?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you where I think the money goes. 50% to the council, 24% to the actual manufacturer, 23% to the troop, and that leaves 3% to cookie program support. Probably like some of those little order forms and
marketing.
Yeah, marketing stuff like that.
So then I got to think then that a Girl Scout troop has just way more resources and revenue than, say, a Boy Scout troop. Like this is a big business, and it sounds like whether it's the council or the troops, they're taking quite a bit of money.
Yeah, man. I would think Girl Scouts have more money. How are the Boy Scouts raising money?
It's a great question. They're the boxcar racers.
Oh, the Pinewood Derby.
They make a small fortune.
How is that through betting? Is that?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
I think it might be an activity more than
the knots. They get paid by the knot.
Yeah,
were you guys in Scouts?
No,
I was.
Were you really?
They did not like me. I was in the Wolf Pack.
That's
they had their little
Wolfpack's higher than.
Yeah, it was good, and then they I think it was mutual. I think we both won it out.
Parted ways.
I was like 8, and I think they're like, we can't. This kid's out of control.
It's like Cheesecake Factory. That was well. That wasn't really mutual. You got fired.
I got fired, but it wasn't malicious. I was just late, so they were just looking to get me a cheesecake. But
do you look back on it fondly?
No, it wasn't. I didn't love it. But I remember that Pinewood Derby was hilarious because it's like the classic thing. You and your dad would like take the car and you'd sand it, and you'd cut it, and you build down, you put wheels on. My dad, we just opened the box and put the wheels on it and painted it. And then I was like in last place.
I saw those
every time.
Yeah. I've seen those a couple of times.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, can we try? Just put it on the thing. Wheel it down.
At least he opened the box. I had a cousin, they just threw the box down the hill.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he beat a couple kids, so it was really not cool for them.
Probably would have beat me.
Yeah.
That was a rough.
Yeah. No, you're talking about there's the Pinewood Derby.
Yeah.
And then there's the boxcar derby.
Boxcar is made out of you get in it. Right?
Yeah, it's actually a car. Your joke, were you referencing Pinewood or were you referencing the boxcar?
I said boxcar. I believe I meant Pinewood.
Yeah, okay.
I think the joke works.
Well, you said throw it down the hill, which I thought,
Oh, got it. Well, he was talking about Pinewood.
Yeah, Pinewood, you throw it down the ramp, I think.
Oh.
It was an outstanding joke.
Thank you.
Yeah. One of the best things I've heard from you on this
Fix
podcast.
That in post, Randy?
Yeah, it was one of the best things I've heard from you.
Thanks, man.
I'll ask Gabe. He's the guy who runs that stuff.
Succotash.
Don't get too excited.
Gabe's. I love Gabe.
We'll get to it, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got some real strong opinions about the succotash joke that I just don't agree with.
You think it's stronger than he's given it credit?
Yeah. I thought it was a good joke.
It was great. Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah. Gabe said he went back and reviewed it and still hates it.
Yeah, that's what you can do. Man.
Oh.
And then guy's a fair broker. So
And yet we've
tough,
lifted him up.
but he is consistent. Yeah, we've made him. You can't get rid of him now.
Demote him.
He's kind of part of this podcast.
Yeah.
He's you gotta just keep him.
We gave him a lot of power.
We did.
Yeah.
It's like Sean.
Yeah.
Do we want to fire Sean at this point? Yeah.
Please do.
Everybody here does.
I would love. No, go ahead, do it. In fact, I'm not going to be here, and you and Cheesecake Lady have a good time next weekend. Have fun yucking it up with her.
Yeah.
I'll just watch and have so much fun. You guys ready for that, Randy? That'll be great.
The Girl Scouts they do
Moving
this.
on.
They do this to teach them financial responsibility.
Yeah, no, they do it for the money.
No, they do it to teach them a lot about entrepreneurship. A lot of the women in Congress sold Girl Scout cookies. A lot of, like 50%, I think more than 50% of female business owners sold Girl Scout cookies. It helps them learn about money, helps them learn about goal setting. You never hear about like an evil woman, evil successful woman was like, I'm a diamond importer, or one of those people that I'm a blood diamond importer, and I learned most of what I know from Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. I mean, that could exist. I'm sure some turned evil.
Yeah, there's probably some really good, I control all of the mob's smuggling.
Mm.
Or I run a gambling ring,
Yeah.
an illegal gambling ring, and I learned everything from the Girl Scouts.
Yeah. And to this day, I'll get you weapons, drugs, and trefoils.
Yeah.
There you go.
Word.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would have been a better example, like an arms smuggler.
Yeah.
Yeah, an arms dealer.
Mhm.
I'm an illegal arms dealer. If there's a revolution, I'm getting them. I'm getting them the
Yeah.
weapons, and I learned everything I know from the Girl Scouts.
Here's,
But no,
here's the form. Just put the X by whatever weapons you want. Just any machine gun.
yeah, it's the same kind of form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be able-
yeah.
Check it off.
My mom will drop it off in 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, and I can't tell, like, if it's if it's going to be called an AK-47 if it comes from the little brownie bakers, but if it comes from ABC, it's just black gun. Yeah,
Right to the point.
yeah. They say it's a great way to teach girls how to resist the temptation of embezzlement.
Because they have to. They hold a lot of money.
Yeah, and I want to tell you right now, I was guilty of embezzlement. We sold like candy bars for the band, and I got in a lot of trouble with my dad because it wasn't so much that I was like selling candy bars and using the money. I was just eating all the candy bars, and I was like, I'll figure out a way to pay for these later. And I got myself in a lot of trouble. And it's a lesson that I learned. Yeah.
This guy beating me up over stealing a plastic fork.
I know, and
he's
look
an
at this guy.
embezzler.
I was a kid. You should know better.
Hey, man, a crime's a crime.
You're right,
Probably the
man.
only reason there wasn't charges was because of your age.
You're
Yeah.
right, man.
Should've been in
I'm
juvie.
coming clean.
No, and you know what? Actually, that makes sense because there's a history. Because now he does have this high integrity, which I respect. But like, he wouldn't give me the gym pass in Omaha to go to Lifetime Fitness because I wasn't staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
He's just like, no. He's like, there's like, they just give out free passes.
Rules,
Everyone would say,
yeah.
and I was at the condo.
He wasn't staying at the hotel.
And so I go to Colin. I go, I can't go to the gym. She's like, what? I go, Greg says no. You're not
I have
staying.
a history of
She's
that.
like, that's insane. Here's 9 passes.
I have a history of that. You have a history of shaking the table.
Oh, come on, dude. I
and
barely
knock
been
it
on.
off. Knock it off.
You're insane, dude.
There's videotape.
Yeah, there is. There
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I did go on there for a
The
second.
cookies almost fell.
Maybe if we didn't set them like on its tippy
On the
toes,
edge,
this wouldn't be. Let's make it the most.
It's asking for trouble.
But no, I'm actually saying like you do have good ethics, and maybe it started from those dark days when
Yeah,
you were
man,
just.
I learned some lessons. I did some things I'm not proud of.
You hit
I've
rock
always
bottom.
said that on this podcast. There's some things I've done that I'm not proud of.
So wait a minute. Did
I own up to my mistakes.
Greg? Did you end up making the money right, or did it just say?
Yeah,
it
what
was a lot.
happened?
What
Did your
happened?
dad
Yeah, I
fix
can't
it?
remember. Maybe I just had
Did you go to your
somebody
dad?
coming in from my grandma or something.
Yeah. Bail you out.
But I do remember, and it was I was wrong. Let's talk about how many of these things they're selling.
Any kids he sold candy bars to, they came looking for his candy bars. They were just gone.
Yeah.
They ended up in a locker. Every one.
You
of
say
those
a
kids.
word, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stuff you.
Oh yeah.
You say one word, you're going in. And then the next guy, dumpster.
I don't know, it's just-
He's too quiet. He's too quiet about it, which makes me think it's too real.
They sell about $800 million worth of cookies in a year.
Good Lord.
800 million. They are bigger than Oreo in the U.S. It's close. It's close. All the cookies, not, but all the cookies together beat Oreo.
Beat all Oreos?
Or all Oreo in the U.S. Worldwide, of course.
That's unbelievable.
Because
what are they doing with, honestly, what are they doing with all this money? The council, the region, that is a ton of, guys, that is Oreo dollars.
Yeah.
Where is it going?
Well, 25% is going of the profits are going to the, I don't know if that's 25% of the gross or 25% of the profits, but I think it's 25% of the profits go to the baker right there.
Well, yeah, but that's regardless. That's still great money. Well, okay, and maybe you broke this down. When you say troop, do the girls themselves put money in their pockets?
No, they
None
get prizes.
The troop gets it.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yikes.
The prizes, they're all sort of panda themed currently. You can get a badge.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of badges you can put on your Girl Scout uniform. You can get a stuffed panda for 335 boxes.
How much for a real one?
A real panda.
You're selling $800 million worth. I want a real panda.
That's a lot.
And I want it within a week of the final sale.
That is a lot of Girl Scout cookies,
And a year's
man.
supply of bamboo.
You to get a real panda.
It is a lot. And I just made you 9 figures or whatever it is.
It is, but man, you're going to have to sell.
$800 million?
Yeah, but that's all the Girl Scouts.
I know.
Still.
No one Girl Scout's going to have enough to buy a real
I want a
panda.
live panda and I want it under 1 year old.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't want a used one. I don't want one that's
That's
old.
a lot of Girl Scout cookies, man.
Hey man, just this is the rules.
Listen.
They want to get paid. Real panda.
I'll send the request in, but I don't know if we get that done.
I mean, yeah, we could, maybe message them on Instagram.
The top prize I saw was a gaming laptop for 3,000 packages. 3,000 boxes of cookies. You can get a gaming laptop.
A gaming laptop. You mean a laptop?
Laptop that probably focuses on more just playing games. There are those.
And that's what's going on.
Yeah, there are those. That kids have that are mostly focused on.
All right, that's fair.
You can probably do other stuff with them. A 3D printer for 2,000 boxes, duffel bags, bento boxes, cooling headbands, 1,250 boxes to get you a sleeping bag, karaoke machine for 2,000 boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where some of that money's going to prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're 800 million. Also, by the way, it's close between. I think Oreo probably comes in around 600 million, maybe in sales.
Okay.
And of course, worldwide, Oreo.
Right.
They kill them.
It's just the thing is you're dealing, like you said, with a small window of time, ideally, when you can buy these.
Yeah.
That's where I'm so so they're actually doing probably 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 because it's seasonal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you,
the volume is double because they're shut down 5-6 months a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your experiences, there's we all buy them, right? Randy, you said your daughter sold them at one point.
Yeah, I had a couple of my kids selling them at one time.
Yeah.
And they were, I used to, I kind of almost did the Greg thing with I kind of ate a little bit more than I should have. And I had to pay for them.
Yeah.
They were delicious, man. I couldn't help myself.
But that experience you do not look back on fondly. Did you feel pressure as a parent to make sure they were hitting certain numbers and stuff?
No, not so much. I don't really care for Girl Scout cookies anymore so much after that experience. Just, we had so many of them and I ate so many of them, but
you burnt out.
I'm pretty burnt out on Girl Scout cookies, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the St. Louis Funny Bone, which is the home comedy club for all of us here, the guy that runs that club, Matt Behrens, his niece was a Girl Scout at one point several years ago, and I don't know, he would bring these Girl Scouts in and the comics and the staff, and everybody would buy a bunch of them, and I don't know, I think that girl, she might have got a live panda at that point, because it was a ton of them.
Yeah.
But it felt like, I was like, Matt, I mean, and she always won everything.
Yeah.
Like she won everything in her, like she was top because Matt would bring these things to the club and comics would all buy them and everything. And, we were trying to help out Matt, but I was like, listen, Matt, this seems like it's been going on. I think she's 30 right now. This has been going on for a while. Who's this for? Who's this for, Matt?
And
we do this every year.
Yeah. I don't like to talk about it. That's how I got my first feature week. I bought several dozen boxes.
Did you really?
Yeah. It was
like, you want to do time? 15 bucks.
He was on the yeah, it's how it worked. Minutes.
Then he watched your set and he was like, I should have done about 50 boxes. Yeah, they're shaking. See, that's what was going on before.
Dude, you're just. I am being very good today. Normally, I do this and I lean on the table.
You were doing that. That's the thing.
I'm not trying to throw Tim on the bus, but Tim has been on the table the whole time.
Tim's
Sean,
not. He's
dare
a
you.
little more centered.
It's fine. I'll look. I mean, I'll go to the video and then you'll see
You
it. And
always
then
say
you'll
that,
just
but
be
you
quiet.
don't.
I might
You
have
don't.
shaked it because my elbows are on the table and I was laughing.
Again, obviously, it's gonna shake. It's gonna shake if you just write anything down. That's how it is,
Yeah.
guys. So it's a risky business over here.
Okay. Out of the three of us, who would you say is most guilty of table shaking week to week?
Oh, wait, 100% me. I'm
Okay.
saying today
Yeah.
I'm pretty mindful of not
Okay.
laying on. So I'm just saying, just
It's
call it down the middle, man.
$70 worth of his stuff there. He's not knocking
54.
it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. You can't chop them. You can't
yeah.
chop them. You got to pay sticker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of, I'd be such a loser
Yeah,
if
you
I
would
went
be a
in.
loser if you're
And
like,
it'd probably be the easiest thing to chop. I'd be like, listen, here's the deal. I'll buy 20, $15, and they'd be like, what? They'd be like, fine, 22. It'd be fun, but you can't. I mean, that'd be
You
a
can't-
horrible
it's not,
person.
It's not.
Tim, do you have some experiences with Girl Scout cookies, buying them from neighbors or?
Yeah, buying them from neighbors. The first neighbor that we met when we moved into our house like a year ago was our neighbor Caroline. Just like showed up with the thing. She was at some sort of pep rally, so her face was painted. It was a very strange interaction, but she just like handed me the sheet, very few words, and I did my part. It's always like a tough neighborhood like ours, and then at the radio show,
Tough neighborhood like Tim's.
big,
Yeah, man.
big
Those streets
office.
were
The
rough.
streets, you guys get it. It's every man for himself. But you always you want to do the right thing and order a certain amount, but it's always the next one is always coming over the next day or later that afternoon,
Yeah.
and you end up ordering so many and spending a fortune. So you try to balance them out. They do the thing now where you can just send some to the troops.
Yeah.
So if you're like, yes, I want to contribute, I want to help you out, but I also know that if these boxes come to my house, it's bad news. You just send however many boxes, and I assume that they're sending them to troops overseas, but they may
Okay.
not be.
It's an old Dan Chopin bit.
Oh, it's great.
Just
Yeah,
got
Oh,
back
what is it?
from.
Oh, it's so funny.
Just got back from entertaining the,
The
troops. Girl Scout Troop 757.
Our girls were camping all weekend. It's time to bring them home. Dan Chopin.
That's great.
Every time, man. So
We got to get Chopin on this podcast.
Yeah.
legend, man.
He's a legend.
But I like them. I just eat way too many every single time. I've tried to take it easy, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah. There's two girls, Madison Vorva and Rhiannon Tomtitian. They sort of protested in 2011. A lot of these Girl Scouts, I think probably Samoas more than anything, were using a lot of palm oil,
Mhm.
and palm oil was bad for the orangutans in Malaysia in the rainforest. When you harvest palm oil a certain way,
Really?
it degrades the rainforest. So I think they made their point. I think
Okay.
I think the Girl Scouts adjusted. That palm oil would come from palm trees, which is interesting because you go out to California, sometimes you see all these palm trees, and it's like, what, there's this whole place out here, and they're doing this like a whole orchard just for coconuts, and they're like, no, man, it's the oil, palm oil.
Oh, all right.
Is also comes from it's worth some money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think we are. Yeah, if a kid, I live in a condo, so it's a little harder unless it's like really my neighbor who doesn't have kids. If somebody showed up, I'd buy a ton.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Send them to your place.
You
next
can
time.
buy them online now, which is if you want me to just buy them online, you can buy a Girl Scout can give you like hey, here's the thing, here's the link, and this will go to credit me.
Right.
The way around it is Amazon, which don't do that, but you can go to Amazon and buy them now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and nobody gets credit for it. Yeah, no kids getting Panda live or fake.
That bugs me.
It does.
It really does. And I use Amazon like most of us, but it's like, how much? Like, the only thing is who is making out on the Girl Scout side,
The Scouts.
not the girls, with the Amazon, because they don't get the credit. So
Yeah,
just
I
like
don't
the
know.
actual
I assume,
Scouts in sense of like
I assume,
out of the percentage is what I'm saying.
yeah, I assume what they're eating on Amazon, they don't have to give to the troop in particular. So
Yeah.
the troop is it's probably a wash for them. They don't care. They're still getting that money. It is. There's a little less charm to the whole thing. And I don't know if you encountered this in your research. If if it's still growing, if it's like, oh, it boomed 20, 15 years ago. I'd be curious about that because
I didn't see that. Yeah.
There's less of a charm now that they are so easy, whether it's just getting them online
you
or
can
whatever.
Get them pretty easy.
It used to be like you'd want them and you'd be like, it's not that time of year. And when your neighbor would show up, you'd be pumped. And now it just feels like they're all over the place.
Starbucks for a while had some cookie. I remember making a post about it. They had this cookie that it was like their version of the Thin Mint, and but it wasn't called that. I'm like, guys, but it was called something close. I'm like, this is total McDowell's. McDowell's. Starbucks, you're going after the Girl Scouts now.
Well, and the name even referenced Girl Scouts somehow. It was like little girl. It was
very
real
McDowell's,
like
man. It was very McDowell's. I think we should go to fun facts because
he saw that they were ripping off McDowell's at Starbucks. He said nothing though. He kept it. He kept that to himself
because he doesn't want to start trouble. And like he said, when he dies, apparently he's dying before us.
I made a very popular post on social media at that time.
Oh, you did?
Have to go back pretty far.
So you called him out.
I did call him
out.
out.
All right, good.
Made a lot of people laugh. It was one of my better posts.
That's great.
Did you tag him?
I think it was back. It was Twitter. I didn't tag him. No. I think
it was
Twitter.
Was John Amos was the McDowell's guy?
John Amos ran McDowell's.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we're talking about Coming to America.
Yeah.
I think we should just give it up.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Which is, it's outstanding.
It is. And I didn't hate the sequel
great.
as much as a lot of people beat up on the sequel.
Didn't see it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fine.
Jermaine Fowler was the lead. He was
he's fantastic.
Great comic.
No, it was good. It's just you can't just to follow the first one. It's just gonna be. You're just no way you're going up on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just
But you obviously didn't see Top Gun Maverick because I'd say they took it up a few.
I will say Maverick
was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I loved the last Beverly Hills Cop movie that they just made not too long ago. I enjoyed that too.
Oh, really? I got to check that out.
Yeah, I liked it. It got beat up as well, but I enjoyed it. Fun.
Man, the Meatball franchise sort of took a step down. I felt like.
Yeah,
when Bill Murray was not in it, and then they had like a ET, like an alien in it at one point, and Richard Mulligan. And it was I felt like that took a step down.
It lost sort of the integrity of the piece.
It was like 3 of them.
Meatballs, I think they got up to about 9.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. Police Academy did 30, I think.
Yeah, they're still making. There's a new one coming out this weekend, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, Gutenberg's back. It should be good.
Gutenberg's cool. I like it.
Gutenberg's so cool. Why don't they? Honestly, they should do another Police Academy.
I think it's because Michael Winslow ran out of sound effects.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
they cashed it out completely.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah.
He'll be here. We should talk to him about it.
He's coming?
Yeah, he is.
Winslow. He's in the next couple weeks coming to St. Louis.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool,
I see
man.
there's
He'd
a
be a
St.
fun
Charles
guy to get
Club.
on.
Yeah. But I'd watch a Police Academy movie.
I feel bad if we had him on here and just be like, okay, man, do a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, man. He's probably like,
Hey, man, do a tea kettle.
do that cookie package opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretend my chair's electric, right? Now I'm going to move, and then you do a sentence. So good.
Yeah. You want to do fun facts, Tim?
Fun facts. Yeah, I'm going to start on fun facts with some Girl Scout cookies discontinued flavors.
Oh.
Tell me if you remember any of these. Kookaburras.
No.
There's no way I said
Sounds
that.
like Mookapotamus.
It's a combination of Rice Krispie Treat and Twix bar. They do a lot of like kind of hybrid thing. You know, you've got your basics.
Yeah.
And then they're just kind of combining things that I don't think always need to be combined.
I don't think those need to be combined.
Vanchos is vanilla and chocolate sandwich cookies.
I don't remember the name Vancho, but I do remember them having sandwich cookies, and they were awful good.
Yeah.
That's going right at Oreo.
Yeah, that's the bootleg Oreo.
Golden Yangles. It was a cheese cracker, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Scott Teas was a short.
Scotty's, man,
Oh, I remember those.
So do I, but I saw they were like discontinued in like the 60s or something. So but I remember that must be bad info because I remember Scotty's. Scotty's are trefoils with sugar on top of them.
Shortbread cookies.
Man, they are good. Bring them back.
Reduced fat apple cinnamons and Ole Oles.
Ole Ole.
I remember that.
Ole Ole was probably the little brownie baker. They seem to go for the funny
Clever
names.
Yeah. Thanks a lot was a cookie. It was a shortbread cookie dipped in fudge with a thank you message in different languages. Those were replaced by the Toastiers in 2021.
Those sound good.
The Raspberry Rally was a thin, crispy. Yeah, these just came out. Thin, crispy cookies infused with raspberry flavor, dipped in chocolatey coating, similar to a Thin Mint, introduced in 2023, available only online. Huge demand, big shortage. They were selling for $100 a box. So picture a Thin Mint with like a little layer of that sweet.
That's awesome.
raspberry.
Why? If they were doing so well that they sold out, maybe they were very expensive to make.
That could have been it. But
Because, I saw something about this. Like you couldn't get them.
mm-hmm.
$100 a box.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. Friendship circles.
You could get a live panda if you sold a bunch of those.
Bingo. Yeah.
Mm. Friendship circles. The word friend was embossed on a vanilla cookie sandwich with chocolate filling.
Like it a lot.
All Abouts was the little brownie baker's version of the thanks a lot shortbread cookie dipped in chocolate with different, Girl Scout values put on there. So respect, friendship, etc.
Maybe it's life as a comedian, or just I'm a cynic or whatever. When I hear the word thanks a lot, I only hear it sarcastically.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you want a box of these thanks a lot?
I can see that.
The Rah-Rah Raisins oatmeal cookies, the raisins and Greek yogurt flavored chunks, they were sold from 2014 to 2016.
Greek yogurt. I think it was Stamos' kid that was selling most of those, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Consopolis. This year, I think a few weeks ago, Wendy's introduced a Thin Mint Frosty.
That sounds good.
4,200 Wendy's locations are selling Girl Scout cookies. Courtney, that I work with from the Courtney show, didn't care for it.
Really?
Yeah, just didn't. Something about the ratio she didn't like, the chunks. She just wasn't. She felt like
Were there cookies in there?
I believe there are cookies in there, but she didn't. She felt like they rushed the making. She wasn't convinced that the preparer of this Frosty was invested.
I got you.
And so she's like, maybe if somebody cared, they'd make it, but she just was not into it.
Okay, that's a good review. That's we're getting the message out.
Yeah, just want to let people know because it sounds enticing.
Sure does.
You like the Frosty, but just.
Wouldn't that just be
proceed with
competing with the
caution.
Shamrock Shake?
I don't think. Is there cookies in the Shamrock Shake?
Nah, I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't think there is cookies.
Shamrock Shake is like the green thing.
Right.
Yeah, but it's mint.
minty.
It's chocolate
Yeah,
mint.
okay.
Yeah, it's chocolate mint. Isn't
Gotcha.
It? Yeah.
As far as I know. Yeah.
Top selling scouts. So these are the girls that beat everyone else. Elizabeth Britton sold 18,000 in one season.
Oh, dude, that's a zoo.
That was a
Dude, it's
record.
whole zoo there.
Yeah, Elizabeth has a couple of live animals.
That was a record until 2014. She sold more than 100,000 and hung it up. She sold them to Ronald Reagan, George Bush, and Sandra Day O'Connor. So this was her thing. It became who she was. Katie Francis.
I think I did see something about this. Like she sold them to Reagan in the Oval Office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any
Because
correlation
she was doing so well. Somehow she got, like this. She was like,
all right. So
special
she got
kid.
it like on the tail end.
Yeah.
It was like she was already. I'm just saying that wasn't like the, on the ground. She got it in Reagan.
No, she probably was.
Maybe they'll write a letter
got
to
a
Reagan.
reputation, and maybe the year before she sold a lot. So
Yeah.
the reputation probably built it, and they're like, "Hey, we want to help this kid." And you want to do? You want to hear my impression of Reagan buying these cookies?
Yeah, please.
Oh boy.
Ask me if I want to buy some cookies.
Would you like to buy some cookies, Mr. President?
Well,
good. Charlotte McCourt sold 25,000 in 2017. Lily Bumpus, she was a cancer survivor. She sold 32,000 in 2021. Katie Francis then broke Elizabeth Britton's record in 2014. The all-time champ was Katie Francis. Jimmy Fallon bought 10,106th box.
I believe it was the 100,000. Like she got like 110,016 or something like that. Yeah, she was in the 100,000s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that year. Yeah,
That's not what this says, but she's now a motivational speaker. It's kind of
Katie. Cool. Yeah, she's like, I think she's in her 20s now. Yeah.
Honey Boo Boo, if you remember from the popular reality show, Honey Boo Boo was banned from selling cookies. She was not a scout, but she was trying to help the local troop.
Okay.
So they won't let you go door to door if you're not actually in the troop, I guess.
You hear that, Sean?
I do hear it, man. Yeah.
So knock it off.
What?
I don't know where you got the uniform. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, man, times are tough. I need that.
You can't do it anymore. Okay?
All right. I'm trying to.
You can't do it. And you're not even selling girls. You're showing up in a knockoff Girl Scout uniform and you're selling pretzels and it's stupid. All right. And we're sick of it. And they're going to.
Okay. Look, I'll just come clean, man. I've done it a couple times, but really, it's really to move the shirt, man. Like,
It's kind of a gateway.
Yeah, exactly. If I can get them hooked, then I'll just buy some.
I'll give you this open box of lemon ups if you take one of my dumb shirts.
$25 and everybody wins.
Okay.
The first Girl Scout handbook was published in 1913. It encouraged girls to shoot rifles and gave instructions for tying up intruders.
Nice.
Like you tie up a bank robber. Or yeah.
Just somebody trying to get you.
Something you pick up in the Girl Scouts.
That type of scout stuff.
I love it.
And then there's a thing on here about a sign on Etsy from the Dying for Chocolate blog spot. It says, a sign you hang out on your front door. It says, unless you sell Thin Mints, no soliciting.
I like that.
I like it. It's clever.
Yeah, you don't have to waste time, man.
Yeah.
Do they got signs for the other ones though? Like unless you sell Samoas?
I bet they do, because I think some people are into, but the Thin Mint thing is kind of that all-encompassing.
Yeah, when you think of Girl Scout cookies, that's what you think.
And that's the number one, correct? Isn't that what you said?
25% of the business.
That's
right there.
wild.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Samoa's number 2.
Yep.
And or Caramel Delights. Do-si Do's.
Correct.
Number 3.
And then tag along.
I think tag along after that. After that, I think it probably drops off quite
Yeah, we
a
don't
bit.
need to keep score of that.
Yeah.
What do you got here? You got that looks like a gluten-free toffee thing. Trefoils, there's the traditional ones. Then
Yeah, man. I mean, we're loaded
S'mores
up
look good. S'mores look real good.
Those Do-si Do's are calling my name.
You want one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Hey, get involved, man.
Thank you.
Treat
Appreciate
yourself.
that.
You've earned it.
Yeah, thank
Actually,
you.
I don't know if you're going to be eating Do-si Do's because we're going to be doing comments here pretty soon.
Oh, really? I can do one.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think, man.
Sean, what do you want, a lemon up?
I don't know, man. I mean, the thing is, I gotta broaden my horizons. I can't just stick with the same thing.
Today is day number 12 of no refined sugar. for
Good
me.
job, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Greg's off the sugar. That's big, man.
Yeah, I'm going to try to keep it moving.
You sure you don't want just half then?
No,
Since
come
you're
on,
done.
man. Don't be a jerk. Wouldn't do that to you.
They're right. Let's see what it is, Tim. Let's talk about how you
You want me to
feel.
help you with that package, buddy?
I didn't know. Oh,
doing,
jeez, man.
Just open the thing.
I didn't know. I thought they were like the size of a quarter. These things are.
It's a big one. I've never seen that packaging. The Lemon Ups and the S'mores are in more of like an Oreo type packaging as opposed to what we think of the traditional
Sleeve.
Yeah. Well, we're learning as we play.
Mm-hmm.
They have each cookie has its own little statement on it.
Yeah.
I am
what's it say?
bold. I am an innovator. And this is I'm a go-getter. Not for me.
I steal forks.
I put kids in lockers in high school. Jeez. That's all right. No more. I don't want to read that.
Beat it, nerd.
Too dark. It does say that, Tim. That's great.
They're good. They're very, very good. Convies, consumer curated comments. Let's do it. Last episode was, of course, the Dairy Queen episode.
Tone Loc? Not a Tone Loc?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, that song sucked.
Tone Loc.
What?
I couldn't do it.
I would say probably the first celebrity I ever met in my entire life.
You met Tone?
I was DJing down at Mizzou, University of Missouri, Columbia, Missouri. I DJ'd at By George Dance Club, Columbia, Missouri.
Oh, yeah, man. I used to go there.
Columbia, Missouri's hottest dance club.
BY or BYE?
BY. Like By George.
George,
Yeah. And Tone Loc, I guess, was performing on campus, and he came in, and this was probably... It might have been 2000 or something, so he wasn't exactly, at the height of his popularity. And they gave him like a booth in the back, and I was DJing at the club, and I asked him if there's anything he wanted to hear, and he told me I was doing a great job.
Did you play it?
Yeah,
At the end, I did.
Just
and I was
Wild
like,
Thing?
we got a VIP in the house. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, child.
I love to see you, man.
Did you
in
play
DJ mode.
follow-up hit?
Funky Cole Medina?
Yeah.
Yeah. I played them both that night.
Good job.
Yeah.
Did you mash them up together? Isn't that what a DJ is supposed to do?
Yeah, mix the two. Yeah, because they're very similar. So that wasn't a.
What?
I couldn't tell you if I. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Completely different songs in my mind. Nothing to do with each other.
For what he did.
Wait a minute. Was that Wild Thing?
Yeah.
Wild Thing and
Yeah.
Funky Cold Medina were his two.
I was off of them.
Yeah.
Didn't care for them?
No, I
song
just didn't.
doesn't-
It was a channel changer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, station changer.
You're more of a young MC guy.
That was a lot of fun.
That's a great
He had that
song.
line, "Hey, you two, I was once like you."
And I like
And
it.
then I still remember Doug Smith. You guys know who Doug Smith is? He was a big time. He was the center for the Mizzou Tigers when we were really good, basketball player. And he went high in the draft. But we were always be in the training room together. And Doug, he liked that song, so he would just repeat that line all the time. We'd be in the training room, but he, instead of saying "Hey, you two," he'd say, "Hey, you do, hey, do, I was once like you. Hey, do, I was once like you. Hey, do, I was once."
Isn't
like
that
you."
what Tone Loc says?
I thought he said "Hey, you two." No, it's definitely "Hey, you two."
Oh, it
I
is.
know the scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I know the scenario. It was "Hey, you too," but he shortened it to "Hey, do, I was one." He said that a lot in the training room.
Yeah.
Doug was a pretty cool guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real nice.
And how did his athletic career turn out compared to Mulk's?
Mulk, well, I mean,
What was Doug's velocity like?
Mulk wasn't drafted, I don't think. I mean, Doug Smith was like a top 10 NBA draft.
Sure.
I think he went to Detroit, and he was a big man. He was a big man in college. When he got to the pros, he was not a big man. He was too short to be a big man. So he like sort of fell in between. So he couldn't quite play like a center in college. So he had to play like probably a I don't know, a power forward or something, and it didn't work out.
I don't mean to cut you off, and I promise you we will get back to this, but Randy just pulled something up. Young MC wrote Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina for Tone Loc.
Whoa.
Young MC, who sings Bust a Move,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
wrote those two songs. I had no idea.
Young MC's real name is Marvin Young.
I'm a big fan.
Pretty
and,
name.
And Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers plays bass on Bust a Move.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Randy played bass.
Sure did.
Randy played bass.
I'm not doing it.
What?
I refuse
He was what?
to do that song. Somebody pointed out that we several times have not come in with the thing, and I wasn't real
I've
familiar
dropped
with
a
that.
Randy played bass 30 times on this podcast, and nobody's acknowledged it.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Except for the coterie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Tell you
care.
guys,
Do you know what it's from?
I don't.
You're like a big Johnny Cash fan, aren't you?
I mean, I like. I'm not. I would never say I'm like a big Johnny. I like him. It's
Okay,
great, but
yeah.
I'm not like deep into it.
There's a song where he goes, "Mama played bass."
Well, no, Daddy sang bass.
Was
Mama
it Dad?
sang trouble.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, Daddy's.
Can you imagine if your mom was singing bass and your
Yeah.
dad's? I mean, doesn't.
Yeah, that would
Think
be
about
weird.
that for a
And your
minute.
dad was singing treble.
Yeah,
That
right.
would
That's
be-
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Well, those things probably happen.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
not
Stable
you're not wrong.
household.
Let's get to the young MC thing. You think you know everything about an artist, and then you just learn something.
And then Randy right on the Google machine, and boom.
And then
did
somebody,
you know that, Randy?
Yes, I did. That's why I pulled it up.
Nice job, Randy. You
Good
can just
for
tell
you,
us
man.
next time.
yeah, that was all
great.
set up.
We trust
Nice.
you.
It's easier.
What a baseline.
You don't play fast and loose with the facts. You're not Sean. Like, we trust you.
Meanwhile, this is the same guy who said he's got like 4 things that might be wrong today.
And I
Done
admit it.
record.
I admit it.
Mm.
I know. So then,
You never
can't
admit
throw
mistakes.
stones. I admit mistakes. I'll probably screw up here in the next 10 minutes. Don't
That's
panic.
predicting mistakes.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, I'll get to some comments. These are taken both from YouTube and the Consumers Podcast fan page, so we appreciate all the feedback on there. I'm going to come back to people weighing in on names for what listeners should be referred to.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
come back to that.
Okay.
Obviously, it's an ongoing thing, but right now I want to address some comments left on the Dairy Queen episode that came out last week. Aaron Gonzalez, B8Y, said,
Gonzo?
Gonzo weighing in. She said, my parents owned a Dairy Queen for 12 years when I was growing up, selling it when my brother and I were almost done with college. I can remember my dad having to go to DQ school when they first bought it for 2 weeks and 2 whole days of that training. 16 hours was mastering the curl on the top of the soft serve
Yeah.
cones. We would often make employees remake the cone if the curl was not up to standards.
Wow. Man, how cool would that be? Your
That'd be
dad owned
awesome.
a Dairy Queen?
Yeah,
That had to be awesome.
so cool.
Yeah.
Gonzo,
Gonzo, and then he went there for 2 weeks to DQ school?
yeah, but when they
Yeah.
bought a Dairy Queen. And then following up on the curl, this is another comment. This is Josh9801. Josh said, as a kid in the 90s, I worked at a small drive-in hamburger shop in a small Texas town. No one instructed us to do so, but we would all put a curl on the soft serve cones when we made them. One day when I came into work, our GM told me that we had been given a cease and desist from DQ HQ, and we were no longer to do the curl on the cones with threat of a lawsuit. Finding out that they stole the turning the blizzards upside down from somebody, Ted Drews, here in St. Louis, we talked about that, was incredibly funny.
Yeah, that's you guys stole, and now you're getting on people. That happened before, didn't it? With another brand,
they tried to own that. Oh yeah, who was that?
Who were they? Like they stole stuff, and then they went after somebody else for stealing stuff. Can't remember that. It was one of our.
It was a
brand that we liked too, I believe.
Who was that?
Yeah,
Total Jerk. Yeah. Oh well, somebody will find it. Several people in this episode called you out. I believe you said that California was bigger than Texas, and a lot of Texans very upset about that.
Population wise, is it? Man, that's interesting, Randy. So is it geographically? Texas is bigger than California, right?
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of the land.
Square miles.
Yeah.
Population. I mean,
Alaska is bigger than Texas, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
California is I'm almost certain it's
population.
Populated state.
What state?
We're getting to the bottom of it.
Significantly higher than the population of Texas.
39 million, California. 31 million, Texas.
Well, are they the top two? What's New York?
Population? I don't know.
What do you think?
You want me to guess the population of the state of New York?
I'd say 14 million.
14?
What
You're
was
from there.
What was California?
39.
I'll say 390.
19. 390. 19. So California is way up there. I mean, you got LA County, you got San Francisco.
The whole Bay Area.
The whole Bay Area.
Chock full of stuff. San Diego.
San Diego's
no
decent.
slouch.
It's not a big town.
Not as big as you think.
Yeah, it's not a big town. Yeah.
But if you want to take a second.
State population of Ohio, Randy. No, 12 million.
Yeah.
11.88.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big cities there. All right. Up next.
One more. One more
state. Sure. Do you want to pick it or?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Home of Randy Land. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Where I.
Pennsylvania. Let's go with
13.
Oh, man, I was going to stick with it. I'm going to keep betting red.
Okay.
Let's have that one. Why don't you let's do one like.
I mean, Dallas and Houston, those are two massive cities.
They are big.
Massive.
Yeah.
San Antonio, not small. Austin, not small.
And growing quickly.
Very quickly.
Let's go opposite. Wyoming.
They got.
I mean, do they have a million?
Probably be the Rhode Island, right?
Be.
That's the.
Rhode Island's obviously the smallest, but I don't.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, the smallest of obviously square miles. Wyoming. Oh my word!
Less than a million.
I was embarrassed.
587,000.
587,000 in Wyoming.
Man, I'd love to get up there and just run wild.
Give me Rhode Island, Randy.
Just cut to Sean sitting in a hotel watching TV.
Oh yeah.
Leave me alone, man. I'm watching YouTube.
Rhode Island's
bigger.
Over a
twice
million.
as much.
I mean, yeah.
Jay Schneider commented. He said, "I love that DQ at Kirkwood at Woodlawn in Manchester. That's the one we grew up with. Reminded me of this. He said, I used to walk up there with buddies at the back tables. I forgot about the cigarette machine. I used to get that DQ meal deal, and they would give you a big coin for your ice cream to use after eating your burger and fries. So you'd buy the meal deal, and then very smartly, instead of giving you that ice cream cone to sit there and melt, they'd give you a little coin. Remember that?
Yeah,
and then you'd go eat it, and you'd bring it back up. Pretty cool.
That's a great idea.
He's like, I still have some of those coins somewhere. We talked about,
You should try to use one.
Yeah, now. I bet they take them.
They probably do.
I bet they take them. You talked about you made a joke about Dairy Queen starting an aerobics studio, and we tried to come up with a name. CJT 2099 said, I believe you were thinking about their famous aerobics studio, Dilly Bar. Bar is spelled Barre.
That's a fantastic joke. I saw that.
Works better written, though.
It's a great written joke. It's a very good joke.
He said, you're welcome, folks. I love your pod.
Nice job, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Real good.
Well done. Because I said blizzard size, I think. And you said, no, brazier size.
I did?
You did. And you were like, your joke is superior to mine. And I said, yeah, it's probably a little better maybe. But I want to point out, like, you would not have got to brazier size without me saying blizzard size first. That's how you got there.
I don't remember this exchange at all.
Yeah. it happened. Much like the things that Sean say didn't happen.
Caleb Clark A8. Caleb Clark said, I work in a small rural county in Ohio. Every single city/village in the county has its own mom and pop ice cream shop, but all the locals call each respective shop Dairy Queen. I used to give my coworkers who lived in the county a hard time when they would call them Dairy Queens and remind them that not only was the ice cream shop they were referencing not a Dairy Queen, but there wasn't a single Dairy Queen in the whole county. Fast forward several years, and Dairy Queen finally comes into town. I knew the problems this would cause in this little community. Friendships and families ripped apart over plans made to meet at a Dairy Queen. I recently confirmed this suspicion with a local, and they informed me they made plans to meet family at Dairy Queen. Half of them went to Dairy Queen, and the other half went to one of the mom and pop shops. Consider this a cautionary tale. All Dairy Queens are ice cream shops, but not all ice cream shops are Dairy Queens.
That's crazy.
Love
Where
it.
was this?
Small
town,
Ohio,
rural
right?
county, Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's great.
It's
So,
not
yeah,
called rural county. He said rural. Yeah.
in a rural county.
I live over in rural county.
Rural
Yeah,
county. Okay. Yeah. So it's like just, I think for a while they were just calling everything Dairy Queen. Like, hey, I'm going to the Dairy Queen.
yeah.
You went to the Joanne Fabric. Like, what are you talking about?
That's the
You're at
dentist,
Staples,
Rob.
please. Doesn't make sense.
You talked about how your favorite stories are one-sentence stories. Justin Higgins, 2752, said more stories should be one sentence long. Like, I was going to die, but I'm better now.
He doesn't want to hear what you suffered through.
Strong. Jacob K66 liked the episode. He said, I came for the weekly Mr. reference, and I did not leave disappointed.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. I hadn't come up yet this ep.
Gabe didn't rate that joke, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. Gabe's rated some stuff. We'll get there.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he really takes his role pretty seriously.
Darth
Pretty
Elliott.
satisfied with himself. Going on the cruise, we're going to have to manage that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he'll be, I assume he'll be up on stage with us, right? With the Gable meter.
At some point, we'll have some sort of Gable-meter.
Mhm.
And we, I don't know if we want him up there for the whole podcast, but he will. The guy's done a lot of work for us, and the fans seem to like him.
Yeah.
He may become insufferable if we put him up there like with us.
Which is ironic. The insufferable.
Yeah, the succotash joke. Yeah. His family, from what I understand,
Is sick of him.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sort
his
of.
family's
Yeah.
getting a little
Yeah.
sick of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lording it over people.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
But
called-
but what for better or worse, Gabe's part of the podcast.
Yep. For better. I'm a fan.
We should get somebody else in too, though, man. He gets a lot of PR in the show.
So does
And I
Will.
like
Well,
the
yeah,
guy.
I mean, but yeah,
But I mean, like, there's some other people that are devoted listeners, and they're like,
that's fine. but
I
they-
get nothing. And they've been interactive on comments.
Yeah, but he
So-
has a niche, and it came up organically.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll get more people involved. Mookapotamus is involved. Hopefully, if Tim doesn't
That's true, man.
Yeah.
I
What are you
mean,
talking about?
Yeah.
Mukopotamus is
alienate him.
here
the
for
guy's
life.
still building our spaceship.
Yeah.
No,
Oh
man.
yeah. We haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
He's fine. He's been busy. He'll post.
Sure.
Post, Mook.
He did.
I need you.
He put it on, man. You didn't
The
see it?
finished product?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, you guys gotta
I
focus.
mean, the guy's an engineer. I mean, he's building stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's on,
These
and
coasters?
everyone's good. So
Darth Elliott said, based on today's episode, the DQ episode, I'd like to propose that Tim provides a sound effect to transition between each segment of the show, the brand, the comments, maybe all three. Because I did the low ticket
It was great.
meter.
It was
I
really
think
good.
we
It's
save it.
Good
I think
work.
we save it for that.
It's good work. Well, the thing is, if we get Michael Winslow in here,
Oh, then I'm toast.
he's gonna probably get enough sound effects from him that day
You're
that
probably
we can
right.
sort of.
Just bank them.
just
Yeah,
compete
bank
with
it.
them. Just be like, hey, Mike,
Yeah.
I got some
Can't
game in
do
this
that.
too. So why don't you,
Yeah. Yeah.
just park it for a minute?
You're the
and here-
past. Tim's the future.
Yeah. All right. I'll be in the new.
Tim could be in Police Academy 41 or whatever.
Yeah. I wish they'd put Tim in that movie. That would really help.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, if Tim got in Police Academy 41, the podcast would go through the roof.
That'd be good.
We definitely get a bump in numbers.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question: does he have a pivotal role, or is he just like almost an extra? Like, I mean, he's
Star.
like some
Star.
I think I'd be
like
a good
first bill.
First billing.
What was Gutenberg's character? What's his name?
Oh, man, I'm
Mahoney. Yeah.
Good job.
I think I could do Tackleberry. Remember Tackleberry?
Oh yeah, everyone hated him, right? No,
No, he's the guy with all the guns. And,
yeah.
No,
Who was the little guy? The guy with the gray hair. He was always angry with everyone. He was a little weasel, but like old. Like he wasn't like the chief, but he was like above all the other like the regular cops.
Yes.
He was the heel,
kind of the villain.
Captain Mauser.
That it?
Might be Captain. Might be Captain.
And then
Mauser.
he had his like
No,
the
what's his
one
name?
guy liked him.
He had
his little sidekick.
His yes man. What is
Yeah.
that guy? That guy's a great actor. He's in
He
all kinds
is.
of
He was
can't
so
think
not
of it.
likable, and I couldn't.
I know what you're talking about.
Might have been Captain Mauser.
He has the
Yes.
this thing.
Yeah, that's it.
What is his name?
Randy's on it, guys. Don't panic. Here we go. Police Academy is. No, nothing yet.
I'll find it. There he is. G.W. Bailey. He's in more serious like dramas now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very good. What did he play? Oh, Harris. Yeah.
Harris.
Got it.
Harris is always a bad guy.
We should revisit those movies, man. God, Hightower was so good. Kim Cattrall, I forgot, was in those.
Oh yeah, man.
Spade was in one of them, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. Karina Policy said, in reference to Sean's cologne habits, says, Sean says to Greg, "You're the only person to tell me this." He says, he was saying that Greg's the only person that complains about you wearing too much cologne.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
And Karina says, "Didn't Tim's lady DJ friend make comments about his scent being left over in her headphones or something?"
Yeah.
I don't remember what episode. Maybe it was episode 42. I like that she refers to Courtney as my lady DJ friend.
I love that. We got to tell her about that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lady DJ friend.
I would say I'd rename the radio show from the Courtney Show to the Lady DJ.
The
friend.
lady DJ.
Yeah, your Lady DJ friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Your
sure
lady
it's out
DJ
there.
friend, Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, no, she was right on that. Yeah, because that was the whole thing. I put the headphones on my neck, and there you go.
Other
That
people
was
have
the
complained about your cologne wearing.
Ju-
Yeah,
I mean,
is her
just,
point.
just Greg, literally just Greg, and then that situation in the studio.
And Courtney.
That, I mean, that's
Nobody
literally
else.
been it. So.
Nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, no, nobody. That's why it's so funny, because it's
Josh.
nobody does. Josh has a sickness. He has an actual health issue. There's a day. No, with Josh, it's like, it makes him sick. It's not like
Right.
he's being like, just to be like you're just being a baby.
Still complained.
You're just being a baby. You're like,
He didn't, if you remember. He
you
just went
smell too
outside.
good. I don't like it. Get out.
Mm.
That's what I have to deal with you, man.
There's plenty of people that have complained. I guarantee it.
Not at all, man. Give me a hug on the boat, and I'll tell you what, you'll love the way I smell. I guarantee it. Who said that?
Don't wear that stuff on the boat.
I got nothing on that last line. All right, good talking to you.
The
guys.
Men's Warehouse.
Thank
I was
you,
trying to
Tim.
come up with it.
There you go.
Ashley Cogburn said, being a Texan, I don't know that I'll ever
Hold, say the line again.
The line I actually said is you'll smell. I said
You'll love
smell.
the way.
Yeah, but I replaced it with smell.
What's
I
the line?
guarantee it.
Oh, okay. Tim, comment?
Ashley Cogburn said, being a Texan, I don't know that I'll ever be convinced DQ is not just a Texas thing, no matter what you guys or the research says. Greg having 2 flubs about Texas in a 2-minute period was golden after he gave Tim such a hard time on the DC thing. I also have to say, I just love how delighted Sean looks when he drops his word of the week. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
That is very nice. Little loquacious in the comment, but I like it.
Loquacious?
Loquacious?
I didn't know it, man, and I knew that was an easy one.
That's
Yeah, I just did it. I didn't. I was like,
Sean, you are very loquacious.
Yeah, well, it is a podcast, guys.
Yeah. I'm not talking
This guy, he's supposed to talk, and he's just talking a lot. I don't like it.
Not on here. I'd like to hear more from
That's
him.
a real bummer on my end, because I kind of knew. I was like, I think that's
that's
more common than
That's
I
a fairly normal word.
That's one of those that'd be like, I'd probably figure it out in context, but it just didn't ring a bell.
Dude, I think
Hey,
it's
guys,
fine.
they can't all be winners.
It's fine. Like I say every week, we're happy you know more than 4 words.
Loquacious.
It's very sweet of you, man.
Lots of talk in the groups about starting a document that has all your words of the week, which I think is exciting.
I like that.
It'll be fun to look
Yeah.
back.
I'll send somebody a gift card to Dunkin' Donuts if they do that.
Oh, that's great.
Because I don't pay for it because of the black card. So
Sure.
it's like, might as well get
Yeah. Tim's not. Don't have Tim send it to you.
That's all right. We mentioned it. We mentioned it.
You guys get backed up and you just bail. It's so funny.
What?
It's just funny because he's picking on you because you were not, you dropped the ball on the Mookie thing.
Yeah, no.
And
Yeah.
it's just fun to pick on you. But your move is, which is very slick, is to just not address it.
Yeah.
Where that's why when you screw up or even it's just not as funny because I get so emotional and passionate. That's why, like, when I have a slip, it's 50 times funnier or dumber than it is Greg or you saying
Usually,
Like me saying 390 is like, for whatever reason, 5,000 times more hilarious than you saying DC's the capital.
usually because you won't own up to it and you make an excuse about what you did right away.
Well, no, I've been owning up to the last few.
Okay.
I owned up to, the one I did last week with 2 out of 3 or whatever I said. I mean, I was like, dude, I'm dumb. I said I'm dumb. I need pills. I don't know what to tell you. Brain is just, I don't know. Maybe the beard's getting too heavy, tipping my brain over. I don't know.
It might be the beard.
Out of these, what are your favorite Girl Scout cookies? Thin Mints? Trefoils?
What's he up to, man?
Or
Oh, yeah.
Which ones you like?
Out of the 3, I'd go with Thin Mints. Gosh, man. I just don't understand.
I like all 3 of
it
them.
was good.
When you said it, it reminded me of one of my favorite moments in film. It was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Mm.
And
Clooney?
It was Clooney and John Turturro and that other guy that is so awesome. And they're arguing.
Tim Blake Nelson or something?
Yeah, so,
like
yeah,
that?
and Clooney says, I think this. And John Turturro goes, I think this. And he goes, well, I'm with you, fellas.
That's great.
Tim Blake Nelson, nice job.
Thank you.
Delmer. Yeah.
We talked a little bit about, very soon we'll have a representative from the Cheesecake Factory. There's a nice little thread going in the Consumers Podcast fan page with questions and stuff. So get on there if you have anything you'd like us to ask.
Please, yeah. And I saw some funny stuff, and we'll try to get there. But if you guys haven't gone on there, ask some serious questions.
I almost said save the jokes, guys, but I didn't want to be a jerk.
I like the jokes.
Yeah.
No, I want the jokes, and I'm entertained by them, and we will do that. But this is a rare opportunity.
Yeah.
Ask some serious questions. Yeah.
And even if you think it's funny, still do it, and I'll ask her the question because these two might be nervous. So I'm before reply. Like, what are they gonna do? Fire me again? Like, I'm done.
You mean pushing the envelope?
Yeah. I'll jump in.
Most of the funny ones.
You just remember that the Cheesecake cannot fire you again. We can fire you. Yeah.
Actually, technically, I looked into it. You can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
You looked into it?
Yeah. We're under. I mean, legally you can't. Like, it would have to come from above. You cannot.
You talked to Kansas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you cannot.
I probably can't.
No, you can't.
Nate probably could.
Yeah. What? Really? Nate can fire you too, dummy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's a dynamite drop in on that one. The guy, the platform.
Let's
on.
reach out.
I'm just saying.
See who he's wanting to fire first.
He would definitely want to fire me
Hey,
first.
Randy.
There's 100. No, I'm not going to argue with that.
Randy, take my camera. Vote Convey.
There it is.
Don't fire Convey. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm. Yeah, don't. No one's.
I mean, I would
I'm
say
just saying in general. Like,
if I'm being honest, so like if somebody listening to the show wanted one of us gone, it would for sure be me by like 75.
why do you say that?
Why do you say that?
No, I say
man?
that. I'm not like mad about it. I'm not gonna go and cry, but it's because I am
The
a
only
little bit
person
more
listening to the
obnoxious.
show that wants you gone is me.
Actually, now I feel good then.
Yeah,
That's
people
it, just
love you.
Yeah, no, the listeners like you. Yeah.
Sometimes because just my speed, I run a little hot and I pivot a lot, and the ADD and the remember 2 things, say 3. It gets
You're doing great.
I don't think
people
it's
love
bad.
that.
I don't think that's that. Those are some of your better qualities.
understood. Well, I'm just saying, but you can understand why some people would find it. I can be a little just obnoxious to people.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that's the way it is. That's just who I am.
We're different flavors. That's what people like about the Consumers. There's something for everybody.
We're like tag-alongs
We
and Samoas,
just
and
cover the spectrum of different things.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Okay, and it's time. Gabriel weighed in. Succotash scale.
Yep.
The joke he chose to analyze was Greg talked about how No Doubt started at Dairy Queen. They worked together at Dairy Queen. It's how they met.
Yeah.
Greg made a joke about Gwen's favorite topping being BANANAS.
No, I said that's not the joke.
Oh, sorry. What was it?
The joke I said, she said, this split is bananas.
Oh, that's good.
BANANAS.
That's great. Well, Gabe said that it was superior to the Succotash joke. He said, I do agree with Tim. I wish it had been a proper No Doubt joke, not a Gwen Stefani solo project. He then shared that he is working on a proper Succotash scale spreadsheet. He'll release it when it's ready. Every time he references the Succotash scale, he includes the fact that it's trademarked.
I think he's in
I
hot
got
water with Greg now. Greg was not happy.
No,
with
man,
that
I have never, I accept his rulings. I don't agree with all of them, but I accept them.
Pitting you against yourself. That's what's tough about it.
Yeah. He is.
All right. And then people, still a lot of controversy. I mean, even in this episode, we've referred to them as the coterie. You referred to them as the consumees.
Although I think somebody actually said that. Somebody I think gets credit in that.
Yeah,
I
I saw that.
Pretty-
yeah,
yeah.
somebody said.
Robert Villas 9502 said, you should not have a vote. Remember Bodie McBoatface. Remember there was the town that was like, hey, everybody can win and name this boat. And then it's they do it with like snow plows too, where people just come up with the silliest names they can. But Bodie McBoatface put that whole thing on the map. And I mean, at the time, so funny. Now everyone kind of does it, but they legitimately, this town was like, oh God, we got to call it Bodie McBoatface.
Any other comments? Probably several on what we should call
yes,
the listeners.
The consumees. Somebody, Kristen Fox said, I love the pod, hate the coterie. Brand wagon keeps coming up. And then MC Morris said, I'm pitching again. Our merry brand of fans should be called the Consumadors. Troubadours sang at French courts. We sing the praises of the consumers. Now everybody sing the Consumadors. Right now, I think coterie and choosery.
Coterie, choosery. I mean, brand wagon
like
keeps
brand
coming
wagon.
up, but it would be, again, that I think you pointed out, would be the brand wagoneers, which is a mouthful.
Yeah,
Right.
too many syllables.
Yeah.
But coterie doesn't lend itself to a thing either. You'd say I'm a part of the coterie.
Part
or
of the coterie.
just like you'd say
Which
I'm a
is
part of
actually-
the...
The coterie. You wouldn't say the brand wagon. The brand wagon would be the wagon in which they all jumped on.
Oh, the coterie refers to the entire group, plural.
Yeah.
Whereas the brand wagon...
Brand wagon, they would have to be called the brand wagoneers.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're... Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
The brand wagon is jumping on the bandwagon.
Yes.
So you would have to you have to call them those who jumped on the brand wagon or the brand wagoneers.
Yeah. I mean, you could just call them the brand. I technically,
I'm
you are,
not calling
you are
them that
correct.
because
I don't like it either.
I'm not going to do a name that's sort of like grammatically incorrect. I
Okay.
don't want to do that every week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah. Where's your head at right
Yeah.
now, Tim?
Mm-hmm. Coterie or choosery?
Sean, where's your head? at?
I just don't know if the problem with the coterie thing, it's that it's the name of a diaper.
Okay.
And this is a real problem for me.
Okay.
So
I just asked you where your head was at.
Sorry, I don't mean to be upset. I apologize, man.
Sorry, buddy.
I'd probably the
choosery?
choosery, man.
Because it's a nod. It's a little nod to Jif, which I think is nice.
That's
That will hopefully someday.
Randy, where's your head
I
at?
don't know. Yeah, let's get the ace involved.
The ace and ball. I don't know, man. I like the coterie. I think it's got a good ring to it, man.
All
It's
right.
phonetically pleasing.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Loves phonics.
Then maybe that's where it goes. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it goes. So
Yeah. It's a wrap.
Let's
for me
say
in the
people are
comments.
passionate about that topic.
Nobody's gonna ask me.
Oh, where's your head right now?
Oh, yeah.
Greg.
Sorry, Greg.
70% coterie, 30% choosery.
Okay.
Yeah.
70-30. Okay. Well, maybe we'll sleep on it one more week. And get
Oh
those
yeah,
out of
we're
this.
not in a rush to do this.
No,
but
we got
yeah,
time, man.
Yeah.
I would say right now, coterie is a placeholder.
Yeah.
I don't want to alienate listeners.
No,
You
but
know?
you also can't make everybody happy.
Can't make
That's
everybody
true,
happy.
dude. Yeah, there's somebody's gonna be sour.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
We're not going to call it what are they? The troubadours or the
Consumadors.
consumadors? Yeah, we're not going to do
or
that.
the consumiary.
And I want the consumiary. These are all funny. I think they were meant to be. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
hope
it's
we don't
good-
alienate those listeners.
Hey,
I like
listen,
them.
this is good efforts. You know, I'm giving the good efforts.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we're not
I'm
banging on the-
entertained by all the comments.
Yeah.
And some of them I think are decent. Didn't we have one that was really good that I said? I can't remember.
One about 390.
390.
The 390
The
is-
390.
I mean, that is
390.
kind of hilarious. And
Yeah, the
just-
390 is sort of like the 300. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
but the
Don't hate it.
390.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. I'm the victim there. Trust me. That's not something I want to be hanging around the next 3
Right.
weeks.
We all know who said it.
Yeah, wait, which one of those guys said 390 again? I can't remember.
I know, man.
One of
Glad
somebody-
Sean cleared that up.
My hope is like after 8 years that would happen, but
I couldn't remember if it was.
in fact, they wouldn't even have to listen. They would
was
just
you?
know.
You know what?
from
It
me
was
talking.
Sean. Now that I think about it, it was Sean that said that.
Yeah, no argument.
I thought it was Randy. Yeah, it was Sean. Sean said 390.
I did say it, man. I did say it, and I had to. The problem that I knew after I said it. The last week was the bad one.
Yeah,
That
no
was
idea,
bad because
didn't
I'm looking at Greg, and I actually got mad at him.
He was
So I was like-
furious.
I was
You're
was
the one who
inside.
told me to do this segment. Hey,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I flipped
Hey,
out.
hold on. Do you know why we're laughing?
Right.
Because
I want to give a shout out to, we've made an addition on the set. I'm sure people have noticed if you're
Look
watching
at it.
on YouTube. The Kirkwood City Lifestyle magazine cover that featured us, the consumers, is now hanging on the wall beneath Sean's salmon shirt. So thanks again to Renee and everybody at Kirkwood City Lifestyle.
Renee's great.
And
Renee's,
Adam, the photographer, Adam Huber, who's fantastic. But yeah, so the cover's now on the set.
And Spencer's Grill is where we took the picture.
Yeah.
Spencer's Grill. We did not take it at Haneke's Grocery in a grocery cart, much to the chagrin of Tim.
Sean, we got plugs coming up.
We got plugs. That was so good. I was like, no, that's what he does.
That's what he does.
So. We done with comments? No, are we going?
I'm gonna save some for next. Well, there's a lot, but yeah, time wise,
You want to shut it down now, or
sure? What? Yeah,
with the comments. I mean.
I'm looking. Randy has still the cast of "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" up, and Holly Hunter looks great.
I'll tell you, so does Clooney. Good looking.
Yeah, Clooney looks great.
Yeah, but we don't know when those pictures are from.
That headshot looks like it's yesterday with him. I don't trust him.
Well, like Charles Durning's on there, and I believe he's dead. So,
yeah,
you know,
right? But he looks like he is.
Holly Hunter's great though.
Yeah, she looks fantastic.
Yeah. And Stephen Root, my God, he can play anybody. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
He was the blind radio station guy, I believe, or he produced their record, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And Constant Sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit single.
He was in Dodgeball. He was in Get Out. I mean, think about how different.
Obviously, Office Space.
Just fantastic. Yeah.
And
News Radio.
News
right?
Radio.
Yeah.
God, he was so great in News Radio.
Yeah, he's great.
Sean, you want to talk about where people can see us do stand-up comedy?
Yes, let's talk about that, guys.
And or punk rock music.
That's right. Tim, you're going to have to plug punk rock music.
Oh, yeah. So I have 2 shows in May, one with Ludo, one with the Punk Rock Project. They're both in St. Louis at the Pageant, timconveystuff.com. And then you'll also see my date in June. Zany's in Chicago. Sean is going to be with me. June 1st. I know it's a ways out, but yeah, Chicago area. Mark your calendars.
Nice. And then coming up March 6th, Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, Greg Warren will be at the Lurs Center. Very exciting, right, man?
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you to go to Pittsburgh because we were just talking about Pennsylvania. So, and March 8th, we have Pittsburgh Winery.
Yeah.
Greg will be there.
Awesome.
In Pittsburgh.
2 shows.
So.
We added a matinee show there.
That's
2
great,
shows.
man.
Nice, man. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
that'll be good. Tickets are moving there. And then the following weekend, March 12th to March 15th.
I forgot.
It's good.
Low ticket. alert in
low ticket
Pittsburgh.
alert.
Seriously,
Ticket
get on them.
I thought that was Michael Winslow.
Yeah, right, man.
I'm
Hey,
impressed.
we got to get him in here. You guys just do a little stand.
Mano y mano.
Yeah.
Then go. March 12th to March 15th at Port Charlotte, Florida, at the Visani.
Yeah.
I think it's a restaurant / comedy club.
We are the consumers. You have the right to charge your phone.